Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp and Chance. I am your host, Bobby Sampson, and joined with me, as always, is my man with somewhat of a master plan, Mr. Chance Michaels. How are you, Chance?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Fantastic, brother. Before we get the show started, let's just tell everyone the one condition to listen to us. You have to like and subscribe, and it only takes half a second. That's all I got to say about that. Um, you know what? Just like and subscribe. I really don't know how else to say it. Please. It helps us. It helps us create better content. It helps us create better product. It helps us put more time and energy into this project of love, as I like to call it, a passion of sorts. What do you have on that, Chance?
Yeah, all I'll add to that is just share it. Make sure you guys share it. Social media, share with your friends, family, wherever you talk to.
Absolutely. And the best way to find us is on our Instagram page at Samp_, which is like the minus sign, but underneath, just in case. Samp_Chance. There you'll find our bio tree. And the reason I direct you there is because of the bio tree. The bio tree has all our links, our YouTube link, our Facebook link, our Twitter link, our TikTok link. It's all there. So whatever catches your fancy, however you want to consume Samp and Chance, we have a way for you to find us. Apple, Spotify, Google, you name it, man. So, all right, that's the housekeeping all taken care of. First thing I want to talk about tonight on the wrestling edition of Samp and Chance, WWE perhaps going back to the 14 rating. How do you feel?
Was that the ruthless aggression rating when they did it?
Pardon?
Was that the ruthless aggression rating when they did it? TV 14?
No. TV 14 was Attitude Era and all that, and then Ruthless Aggression kind of started with the 14 rating, but then basically went PG after that, right? I think they went PG in 2007, I think somewhere around there, I believe.
So
That's when the
basically, they just
PG,
went 1 year up from 13 to 14.
whatever PG is, I don't know what PG,
13.
PG 13. Yeah, but I guess a lot can change between 13 and 14. I don't know. Pubic hair, balls dropping. I mean,
Much is going to change. Then I won't be able to do much because of the new era, that cancel culture that we live in. Everybody's offended. So we'll never see anything like that ever again. It'll be shut down. It'll be canceled. We might see a little more violence, maybe, but I don't think it's going to be much different. That's how I see it. It's because of the new culture that we live in. What do you think?
well, there's a lot of clanging and banging going in your background there. Everything okay?
We're all good. Yeah.
Okay. Um, what do I think? Well, I hate to say it, man. I don't hate it. I wish we could have a lively debate, but there's really not much to debate on what you said. I kind of agree with most of that. Here's my take on it. I think what you probably see a bit more of maybe now is some color. I think really that's what you're gonna get possibly is some color. Other than that, it really, maybe some cuss words here and there now, a little bit. Um, but other than that, anyone expecting it to go back to Attitude Era is highly mistaken. It can't be that anymore. Like you said, I mean, first and foremost, fuck cancel culture,
Yeah.
and I'll straight up, man, fuck that culture. I hate it. I can't stand it.
Agreed.
I don't understand who these people think they are to determine who can do what
It's a
and
small
say.
minority of people on the internet and a small minority of people just making all the noise, but it only takes a few of them to scare the corporate people.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, at the end of the day, man, I mean, who are they? Who gives them the right? I mean, these are the same people that are crying for democratic rights and our democracy and the freedom of speech, and then you're basically spouting shit out of one end and basically spewing shit out the other end, which is completely contradictory.
It's only freedom of speech if they believe in your speech. If they don't, they want you canceled. That's how these people are. They're sickos.
So I would call that a communist democracy.
Yeah. But these people wouldn't last 1 day in a real communist democracy. They wouldn't. They'd be crying. So
Well, you know what? And you know what? And we're completely off topic here, but mad respect to Dave Chappelle because he fought cancel culture
yeah,
and won,
yeah. So did Joe Rogan, Jay Chappelle.
right?
If you guys can do it, you got to be a big name to do it. If not, you're gonna get crushed.
You know what? Joe Rogan didn't really stand in front of it the way Chappelle did. I mean, he did. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
Chappelle, he stands alone. He's one of one.
Quick funny story for you about that. So when Neil Young started all that stuff, he said he will not be on Spotify because of Rogan's vaccine stuff, right?
Hmm.
Well, that no good smuck. Guess where he is right now? He came back to Spotify. So
Yeah,
right there, Neil Young has zero credibility just for saying that. If that's your principle, you want to stick with it, good for you. But then don't go back there because they didn't punish him. Come on.
yeah, yeah. No, for sure. But like I said, back to the 14 rating, I think really what you're going to see more so, I think it's just more color. I think finally we get to see some color again. I think that's the one thing that I would probably be most excited to see in WWE is
Maybe a
color
little bit
again.
storyline, a little bit, maybe some heavier storylines. Nothing
Yeah,
too.
yeah, they can do stuff like that, right? But I don't. I mean, if anyone's expecting bra and panty matches and things like that, like Attitude Era style, bikini stuff and things like that, because if you think about it, most of it was diva related. I mean, yeah, the storylines were risque, and DX had some edgy promos, and yeah, you might get some edgier promos, right? I
A little
mean,
bit.
but I mean, at the end of the day, most of the Attitude Era and what everybody loved were the puppies and the bra and panty matches and things like that, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have that in the equation anymore because of what the women's division has accomplished now, and I mean that basically just be digressing back 20 years, and I don't think that's any good for anybody, really.
It would be, but the ratings would go right back up to Attitude Era numbers, though.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know. I don't for one, and plus, you know what? Here's the other thing, man. Sponsors.
Yeah.
There's a huge amount of sponsors that are
They're a
out there
public
right now.
they're a public traded company now. Before they weren't, so they could do what they wanted. Now they can't. That's the thing.
Well, possibly, that could play a role in it too as well. But I mean, my understanding is the USA Network wanted this too. I don't know if this is for SmackDown, but I know this is what they want to do for Raw, or that's what the network wants.
Right? They see the ratings aren't so let's try something, give it a shot in the arm, and maybe it'll pull in the average Joe again.
Well, it's kind of ironic considering the fact that even at their lowest ratings, they're still the highest ratings on that network.
Oh no, they still got a great rating, but if you compare the rating 20 years ago, it's almost in half.
Yeah, it was a different time, man. It was a different world, different time, different everything, right? I mean, nothing could be the way it was 20 years ago.
No, I know. I'm just saying they're trying to bring some more
I
viewers
get
back.
it. I get it. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Um, Ric Flair's last match.
I like
It's
it.
good. Yeah, tag team match. Him and Andrade against this was kind of interesting. I knew Jay Lethal would be involved, but Jeff Jarrett.
Why Jeff Jarrett? I understand Andrade, it's a son-in-law. I understand Jay Lethal. He does a cool Ric Flair promo. They're friends, but Jeff Jarrett?
I don't know. I don't know the reason behind it. It's kind of interesting because Jarrett's going to be the guest referee at SummerSlam the night before.
Yeah, maybe Jarrett's one of the only few guys that agreed to do the match. That could be it, because I guarantee you Jarrett wasn't on top of it. Couldn't be the top of his list. There's no way. He's not a bad wrestler. He's a name, but he's not a big name. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I don't know what the angle on that is. I mean, I'm not sure how. I don't know. I mean, it kind of. I'm sure it'll make sense as we get
because they
closer and
wanted
closer.
Steamboat, they want other guys to do it. They weren't willing to do it because of the injury and age and stuff. So I guess Jarrett was like, "Oh, call this guy," and he said yes, right?
I guess. I mean, that's probably the most logical, simplest
Yeah.
explanation of it. But um, yeah. So he's going to be fighting the Sunday after SummerSlam. Are you going to try to tune into this thing, or are you just going to wait
Yeah,
for
I'll
the
check it
highlights?
out. Yeah, Rick will be fine. He's just gonna punch. He's just gonna kick. He's gonna slap, or sorry, chop. He's gonna take the top rope bump, and he'll be fine. He'll do a few minutes of wrestling in and out. I don't know why people make a big deal about it.
No, I mean, I guess just because of I mean, he's not that far removed from clinically being dead. I mean,
Yeah,
that is always going to be a concern for anybody. And you can train and train and train, but at the end of the day, man, the ticker is the ticker, right?
yeah. He's
So
not gonna.
I think that's where I think that's where people feel, kind of, I have to admit, I mean, I was a little hesitant on wanting to see a 77 or whatever he is now, 70 plus year old man, kind of taking bumps like that. But he's in the ring with people that will protect him. I mean, considering his son-in-law is in there and his wife will probably be in the crowd
For
to
what Ric
watch.
Flair is gonna do, he could do it in his sleep, dude. He's just gonna kick and chop.
Well,
Like
he's
that.
just got his signature moves, right? I mean, he's
Yeah.
got his chops and then his yeah. So we'll see how that plays out. 2 weeks away from SummerSlam. It's starting to build up pretty nicely. We with the cards looking pretty decent. Roman versus Brock, Carmel, or sorry, pardon me, Bianca Belair, who wore small tights. I don't know if that's something to look forward to in the new 14 era, because she's always worn the long tights. Yesterday she came out in the short tights, which is something she's never done.
Yeah.
So her and Becky are going to be tying it up, hopefully for the last time for a while at SummerSlam for the title there. Who else do we have on that card? We have Seth versus
Riddle.
Riddle. We got that match all set up. You got the Usos against the Profits, which with special guest referee. And again, this one doesn't make any sense either. I
I don't
mean,
know why.
there's 2 nights in a row that Jeff Jarrett is involved in something where it doesn't make sense for him to be involved. Um, yeah. So what else do we have on that card? Ronda doesn't have a fight yet, does she?
I don't think it's officially announced yet, but she will.
They really take time. No, sorry. Liv Taylor. Sorry. Liv Morgan is going to be fighting Ronda.
Is it
My
officially?
apology. Yeah. That's official. She's going to be Liv is going to be defending the title against Ronda.
We got McAfee and Corbin. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, what is there a gimmick on this one?
Just singles match as it is as far as I know for right now.
No, McAfee and him, right? And Corbin. That should
Lashley
be
and Corbin.
interesting. Yeah, that should be
And then
good.
we got Lashley in theory.
Ashley in theory, that could be an interesting night. We forgot
And
about that guy. Eh?
your boy Logan Paul versus Miz.
Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about that. Your boy Logan Paul.
I liked him on Raw. He was hilarious doing the blueberry balls thing. Got the crowd chanting, and then Miz's shirt. That was class. That was a well done segment. I enjoyed it, both of them.
No, it was fun. It was fun. Again, I don't want to get into this again because we kind of spent enough time on it, but I'll very simply say I just want to see what he does in the ring, and he's fun on the mic and he's having fun, and that's really evident. And that's all I ask anyone to do is have fun, right? And enjoy the experience of being there. I mean, he's there, so have fun with it, enjoy it. He's so far so good. I have nothing that I can say negative.
Him and Miz work. They got good chemistry. They work well together.
Well, that's the thing. I think a lot of it is going to be dependent on what Miz brings to the table, right? I'm curious to see Logan's ability to sell. That psychology piece. I just want to see that. That's where I want to see from Logan Paul. Like, okay, how well are you going to sell, right? Because he kind of did a decent job against him in Champa. So that was, so he did fun, and the way he was ducking and driving and whatnot, juking and driving, and missing, having miss him. Either just perfectly timed or really well done. So ultimately, like I said, it should be a good match. I'm kind of looking forward to it. They're building it up pretty nicely. Um, what do you think, man? Do you think you're going to see Theory walk out with 2 titles? I hope not.
It almost seems too obvious, so I don't think so.
But sometimes the obvious is just what they want.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't think.
I mean, the fact that he was called the 8th man in the Money in the Bank, you already knew he was going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a real mark, if you know what you're doing, like, why would you bring him out for of course he's going to win.
Yeah.
He drops the title to win.
It's hard to say what Vinny's thinking. I don't know, man. I don't think he's going to take both titles out. That'd be too much. I think it's too over the top.
I think they're doing with Austin Theory, sorry. They're what they tried to do with Roman Reigns in the beginning. They're forcing it down everyone's throat. But here's a good thing, and I think this is the way that Roman should have been built. They're doing him as a heel.
Yeah.
Right? That's the way Roman should have been built. That's the way Cena did it. He didn't start off as a face.
Yeah, I know.
Right? He came out as a face, and he became a heel.
True.
And it was that heel persona that kind of evolved and created what we see today of John Cena, right? So, I mean, it could work with Theory because everyone seems to hate him.
That Reigns is going to win, or maybe Lesnar, and whoever wins that match, the following Raw or SmackDown, he'll show up and at the next pay-per-view have a match with one of these guys. That's what I think is going to happen. Well,
I mean, he doesn't stand a chance. He's fighting everyone big name too. Like he fought AJ last night, and so it's just the guy's fighting everybody, and he's been around for a while. Think about it. Theory's been around for a few years. I mean, he was quite prominent during the what was it, the Thunderdome era, I guess you could call it. I mean, he was a part of Seth Rollins' little clique at that time. Then he went back down to NXT and had a whole run down there for a while with Johnny Gargano and that whole crew. So, I mean, the guy's been, building himself up nicely. He's doing a good job. I think he possibly could be the future. It's just how far are they going to push him down everyone's throat?
He's got the look. He's got the in-ring ability. He's a good-looking guy. He's young. Was he 23, 24? He's built. Like, if you could go into a shed and create the prototypical wrestler, what he looked like, it would look like Austin Theory. he's got it all. Let's see what he does with it. Vinny's giving him the ball, so now it's up to you, dude. So see what he can do. I think he's gonna run with it.
No, he has all the opportunity in the world to run with it. Again, it's just how organic is it? I think that's a portion of it that needs to kind of happen. That natural organic build, and if you force that, that's where problems can happen.
Yeah.
Like how many guys have we seen, with the same fanfare and the hoopla come up and basically fail and go away and then come back and make something of a name for themselves, right?
McIntyre comes to mind.
Drew McIntyre, prime example. Jinder Mahal. I mean, unfortunately, his tires are spinning again. But that being said, he did get fired and he rebuilt himself, came back, and was SmackDown champion.
Yep.
He was world champion for a while. So I mean, that's the only concern I have. It's like, okay, everything's going great, everything is beautiful. That organic piece has to happen. And I think it only happens if he can just stay the course the way he is. Don't turn him face. You can't do that. You do that, you're gonna lose everything.
Yeah. No, I think Theory's gonna be like the next John Cena. Maybe not quite to that level, but maybe pretty close.
Maybe, who knows? Right? I mean, I hope so. I mean, because without a guy of that caliber, a Stone Cold, a Rock, a Cena, every generation needs to have one. And right now we're in a transitional phase where, yeah, it's Roman right now, but he's not half the. I mean, I don't mean this in any negative way. Roman is Roman. I get it, but he's no John Cena. He'll never carry the banner like Cena did.
No.
He'll never carry the banner like Stone Cold and Rock did. What separates Stone Cold, Rock, and Cena is that Cena did it for even longer than both of them combined.
Yeah. And I always say, man, part of being great is longevity. So,
yeah.
I
mean, at the end of the day, one could argue that he's bigger than Hulk Hogan in the sense of longevity, in terms of how much time he actually spent there. Okay, think about it. Hogan was only there for, oh God, maybe 9 years?
Something like that. But then what he did to WCW is unbelievable then.
Right? Yeah. But I mean, if you think, okay, at his height, okay, no, let's break that down again. Whatever Hogan did, no one will ever do. Without Hogan, there would be no Rock, there'd be no Cena, there'd be none of them, right? So he is the original Godfather, in my opinion. Hogan is Hogan.
Nobody sold tickets like Hulk.
No, nobody. I don't care. You Bruno Sammartino, Frank Gotch, all the classics, all the great names that came before Hulk Hogan, Lou Thesz, all of them, amazing wrestlers. But unfortunately, none of them had the moxie that Hulk Hogan had and took the business to a place where it is today. I mean, he is the foundational box. He's the godfather, in my opinion, of pro wrestling. Without him, none of this Samp&Chance wouldn't exist.
Hands down, dude. Hands
right?
down. And he got reborn again as a heel. One of the greatest heels ever in WCW. So
that's the thing. That's the thing. But in terms of WWE, in terms of what one can accomplish, this is why I say Cena is even greater, because of his longevity and able to maintain that. If you think about it, Hogan was at the top of the game between 84 to about 91, 92.
Yeah.
Right? Is that fair?
Yeah, about there.
Yeah, where Cena kept it going from 2002 all the way to about 2017.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, Cena's got his longevity is crazy, man. Crazy. What did Stone Cold have? 4 years?
Not even, bro. If you think about it, I mean 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, I mean, up to 2000. Yeah, basically 4 or 5 years. 5 years tops. Rock was basically 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2002, same thing, about 4 years.
Yeah.
4 to 5 years, right? Yeah, their names carry a lot of weight, and whenever they do come back, they're they get the biggest pops and everything is everything. But Cena trumps them all just for the fact that he was able to carry that flag longer than all of them.
Yep. Part of being great is longevity, man. I know people always say, oh, this guy got hurt. This guy got hurt.
Yeah.
Part of being great is not getting hurt. It does happen, but it's part of your legacy. So.
No, for sure. I mean, guys you can throw in there as well, Orton. Orton, they're guys, man. They're the guys, in my opinion.
Yeah, Orton's not quite on the popularity level as John Cena, but I know what you mean.
No, longevity, I mean. I'm talking about longevity.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
We got Rey Mysterio celebrating 20 years next Monday.
For the biggest little man ever.
That dude, I still remember in WCW when Kevin Nash threw him against the side of that fucking trailer.
Yeah.
Damn, he sold that.
Was he? Well, Kevin's over a foot taller than the guy. Almost
No,
two.
but just the way he propelled him, man.
Yeah. Threw him like a long dart. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that night too because the cops actually showed up because there was houses around it,
That was real.
and people thought it was a real thing going down. So cops actually showed up. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
oh man,
Those,
craziness. What else? You got anything?
that's basically the whole SummerSlam card right there. That was every match that's on it. Should be a
Right
fun
on.
card. One of the major four. The big
Yeah. No, well, I mean, it's at Nissan Field in Nashville, Tennessee, so it should be. I'm looking forward to SummerSlam this year, man.
That's there you
Which
go.
is,
Answer the question. That's why Jeff Jarrett's there. Music City, Tennessee.
well, I guess that, but I mean,
Go
why
Tennessee.
him?
Right?
Who would you have had the special referee?
Wouldn't have had any. So I had a regular match. Not it wouldn't be Jeff Jarrett. I always had the regular ref out there, but they don't really need a special referee.
But the storyline calls for it because at their last match, at the last pay-per-view, um, his shoulder was up.
Oh yeah. I guess you could.
But it's a part of the storyline, right? I mean, I think this could have done a better job with it or something. You know who would have been a fun referee?
Who's that?
Sammy.
Yeah, it'd been fun.
I think he would have been totally best referee for that role. The only for the fact that he wants so bad with the bloodline and he's a locker room leader, whatnot. He'd be the perfect guy, and that'd be the perfect way for him to count the Uso shoulders down, which would allow the Profits to win.
Yeah. So that is a
Right?
prime example of a guy that you've seen him walking down the street, looks like a landscaper or a roofer, but he's super entertaining, so it works for him. You know what I mean?
The dude is very, very intelligent as well.
Well, maybe I don't know. I'm just talking about
No,
wrestling.
no, 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 no. I'm just saying in general, a lot of his character that you see in the ring, he's actually like that in real life.
Yeah, he's
Like
good.
the
You're right.
conspiracy theories, all that kind of jazz that he's into, man. He's an interesting cat.
Yeah, no, I like him. He's fun. He's likable. You know, I mean, just like a regular dude. You can't even tell you if you don't know who Sami Zayn is, and you show people that picture, you would never guess he's a wrestler.
Yeah. No, for sure. El Generico.
Yeah, I remember that.
El Generico. They're basically writing Sasha Banks out of the WWE history. It seems like I've been noticing little snippets and videos and things like that. Bianca Belair comes to mind, where they're showing some of the things that she's kind of, the build up to the matches and whatnot. Even though she did fight Sasha in that match at WrestleMania. It's ironic that they kind of blurred her out and just really quick cuts and whatnot. I think you're on mute, brother.
What's that?
Oh, there you are. Sorry, you sounded out there for a second. Yeah. So, Sasha, what do you think? She done? Where do you think she's gonna go?
I hope so. If she walks out like that, she deserves to be done. She'll probably end up in AEW or something. But you walk out like that, I mean, people train their whole lives to try to get there, and you're going to be that boneheaded to do that. So I don't blame them for writing her off, right? It's their company; they can do what they want.
No,
She
fair
should have
enough.
thought
Fair
about
enough.
that. So she'll probably end up in AEW.
Fair enough. Yeah. I think Bailey's gonna make a return surprise at SummerSlam.
You think so?
I think so. Unfortunately, I think Liv's gonna drop the title, or or she'll win it because Bailey comes and interferes or something. And that's the only way Liv is gonna win this match, man.
Yeah, you could be right. I don't disagree with that.
I don't see how she can beat Ronda. I don't think anybody can beat Ronda one-on-one like that. Like, I mean, the way they built her character,
Not clean, no. Something's
not
gonna happen.
clean, right? But there could be a Ronda heel turn on this night too. I think Ronda was a better heel than she was a face.
Yeah, I think she's a more natural heel too.
She is. She has that heel kind of persona in her actual day-to-day existence, it feels like sometimes.
Yeah, she's kind of edgy. Got
Yeah,
that personality.
kind of all.
Put her heel. I have no problem with that at all.
No. What do you got? You got anything you want to talk about?
I think we covered all the SummerSlam, all the WWE. We'll wait to talk about AEW until the show comes up on Wednesday. But Yeah, I'm looking forward to SummerSlam. I thought Raw was pretty solid. One of the better Raws in a bit.
Yeah. The viewership was down, but they did have a pretty decent show.
Well,
Kevin
and then the home
Owens,
run derby was on, right?
sorry.
The home run derby was on, so I think that affected the ratings a bit.
Yeah, that kid from Seattle finally made himself a name, eh?
He hit over almost 80 home runs, dude, but he still lost.
Wow.
Still
Was that Soto that good?
No, so what happened is the first round, Julio Rodriguez knocked out Pete Alonso, two-time defending champ, hit like 32 homers.
Yeah.
Next round, 30. He hit more home runs than Soto did in the whole night, but when they went head-to-head in the finals, Soto beat him by like 2.
That's all that matters is how you get to the finals, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's like the team that needs 28 games or 27 games to get to the final game of the Stanley Cup playoff, or you could be that team that only needed 16.
Yeah.
Right? It's a minimum. Yeah. Minimum you need to win is 16 games, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Has anyone ever done that?
Yeah, Tampa Bay did it 2 years in a row.
Who? No. Has anyone ever gone to any, uh, I guess, 4 series, 7 game, 4 7 game series and actually swept all 4? Has anyone ever done that?
And won it all?
Yeah. Like basically,
Tampa Bay
who?
2 years in a row. Tampa Bay Lightning.
They took it in 16 games.
Yep.
What year?
Oh, 40. So sorry, 20.
Yeah, I know. I'm asking someone who swept every single series to.
Tampa Bay. Oh, they swept every single series. No, they didn't do that.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm asking. Is someone gone 4, 4, 4, 4, and 4? Like just 16 games to win the championship.
No, that's never happened.
Basketball, baseball. Well, baseball still does the first round 5 first, right?
5, yeah, best out of 5.
What do you think? Do you like best of 7 for all series, best of 5, and then?
Because baseball's such a long season as it is, so I don't mind the best out of 5 for the first round. They added another wild card, right? So
yeah, I almost feel like a game like baseball. You know what? I'm like the physical sports like football and things like that. You know, the sports that have series. I almost feel that it's. I think the best series are the 7 game series, man. The all series should be 7 games, in my opinion.
Yeah. The hardest trophy to win in sports is Stanley Cup.
You think so?
Yeah, because it's such a long, grueling season, 82 games, and all the playoff games, all the hitting, all the skating you do.
I like to think that the way hockey's kind of evolved and whatnot, that the regular season is like an 82 game preseason for the actual real season.
They definitely turned it up in the playoffs for sure.
It's a different game.
Oh, faster, quicker.
Right? I mean, it's evident. You saw that this year again with everyone and whatnot. Colorado was the right team to win, you know, in my opinion. I think they were the right team.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's basically it for wrestling this week.
Picking up though, we got.
Well, what do you think of those promos though? Who do you think that is?
I have no idea. Edge? I hope not.
Well, I see urns. I see this. I see that. Like I'm seeing all these different things. Last week there was a gold medal.
That's weird.
Right? Like hanging from one of the trees, like you could see like maybe a medal.
Maybe it's that Olympic guy. What's his name again?
I thought it was Gable Stevenson.
Could be.
But why would you bring him out as such a scary character? This is kind of a dark, kind of Bray Wyatt type of character. But then again, I don't know. There's been nothing.
It's hard to say. They're playing this one well. Nobody really knows. It could be like 4 or 5 different people. So I kind of like that.
I like it too, but it can also be very disappointing.
That's possible too. Yeah, that's possible too.
Like they have to give the fans, I think they have to give us all a little bit something else to work with here, because if it's going to be one of those blind surprises, I'm kind of scared, because how many times have you been? Well, I know AEW's done a really bad job of these big surprises things.
Yeah.
Like that death match between Omega and Moxley. Like at the end there, did you ever see that?
No, I didn't see that. What happened?
Okay, so a Japanese death match. So you understand what that concept is, right?
Yep.
Where they have the explosions all around the ring.
Yep.
And then after a certain amount of time, the ring will blow up. So you start the match, right? And you basically, it's a 30-minute, there's a timer going off at the corner, 30 minutes. It's the fucking thing's going to blow up. But throughout the match, you have like, if you touch the barbed wire or something, that can set off an explosion or a fireball. Mm-hmm. So Moxley and Omega, this is kind of pandemic time.
Yeah.
They were fighting and they were having the Japanese death match. And so they're going at it. And yeah, some of the spots could look kind of cool. But at the end there, when the ring was supposed to blow up, all it was like, it's like, you know, when you light a firecracker
Yeah.
and then it goes, the
I
wick
seen
just
that.
kind of,
I didn't watch the match, but I seen it on YouTube.
right. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. It just looked like a couple of firecrackers fizzled out. And that was a big explosion. Like, oh my God, like that
Big
was
letdown.
a huge letdown. So I'm kind of hoping this isn't that kind of thing because these promos look really sick, man. And if it's Wyatt and it doesn't turn out to be Wyatt, then you're gonna have a lot of like whoever comes out just gonna come out on the wrong foot.
It could be why. That's what I guess. If I put my money down, I guess it's him, but you never know.
Well, he currently, like I said to you before, he currently trademarked Wyatt 6. I don't know what that means, but he used the AEW guy who does all that for them.
Interesting.
But I don't know. Like, I know, does he show up at AEW now? I don't know, man. Who knows?
Possible. You never
Guy's
know.
been out of the game for a while. If you think about it, it's been almost a year now since he's been anywhere.
Body's healing up a little bit.
I mean,
Probably-
you really, that guy should have already been healed before because I mean, he was barely used after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't know. What
WrestleMania, like really, I mean, has anyone seen the Fiend? Like WrestleMania 37 was probably the last time anyone really saw him.
I think that was the last time he came out, wasn't it?
Pretty much. And Alexa Bliss kind of sat on top of that big box,
Yeah, I remember that.
right? So I mean, you know, that was a weird match within itself, but you know, she kind of turned on him. And he kind of disappeared after that, and then he never came back.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It could be Bray, it could be Edge, it could be that Gable Stevenson guy, it could be somebody we're not thinking about.
Gable Stevenson just makes no sense. And I don't see anyone else coming up the roster. I'm looking at NXT. I'm looking at all the guys that could have fit that mold. And the majority of them have been released. So, I don't know. I don't know who it could be. I'm not sure, my friend.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be fun.
But hey, man, if anyone has any ideas on who it could be, you know what? Feel free to drop us a line and let us know in the comments who you guys think it's going to be. But that's it, I guess. Let's wrap it up here. Let's get the evening going, get some supper and dinner in us, and call it a day, brother, man.
Yeah.
Plans for the week? How's everything shaping up? Work?
Yeah, good. I'm just gonna watch some of the All-Star game here that's on right now and just kick back and take the kid to hockey tomorrow, and yeah, just keep on.
Fantastic. Awesome, brother. All right. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and joining us today. We really appreciate it. Thank you for your support, your kindness, and thank you for letting us in your ears. My name is Bobby Sampson.
And in the words of the great AC/DC, those who download, like, subscribe, and share the podcast, we salute you.
Absolutely. That was Mr. Chance Michaels. And in the words of my favorite announcer, I guess, host, Ed Whalen from Stampede Wrestling. In the meantime and in between time, that's it for Samp&Chance. Everyone be safe, and we will be back soon to share our thoughts and everything that's going on in the world of professional boxing. Very quickly, remember Bonner?
Adrian Broner, I seen him live in Vegas against my boy Manny. Yep.
Yeah. And then we thought we saw that guy that looked like him, and I went up to him and asked him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I haven't really looked too deep into it, but he's fighting pretty soon, right? And apparently at the press conference today, he stormed off.
Oh, wow.
He went off on Showtime, and he went off on Al Heyman.
That guy should be, he's lucky he's even fighting a big fight again. He should be thanking them, man.
I don't know, man. I'm going to look into it, and you know what? That's something we'll touch on later this week. All right, everybody, again, be safe, stay humble, and we will talk to you soon. Samp&Chance out.